Hello everyone. I do hope you're well. I'm Claire from Claire's Crafty Tutorials, and as you can see from the thumbnail, I'm going to do some cremation ashes jewellery, but I'm not using cremation ashes. I've got lots of new subscribers, so just a quick tell you what my channel's about. I do jewellery tutorials aimed at the complete jewellery beginner. I do other craft projects, and I do days out, so it's like a little vlog channel as well. So it's not solely jewellery, so I just want to get that. It's not solely jewellery that I do. Although the bulk of my channel is making jewellery, I do other things as well. I just wanted to let you know. I do have a website, Low Cost Craft Supplies, where you'll find handmade jewellery, craft and jewellery supplies. But there is a 10% offer on if you want to go and check that out. I send to USA, Canada, UK and Northern Ireland. Unfortunately, because of so many rules and regulations, I don't currently ship to the EU. So my video is aimed at someone that maybe has never had a go at doing cremation ash jewellery, would like to have a go but worrying about mucking things up, and then it's going to cost you money trying to teach yourself. But that's what I'm here for. But now with the supplies that I sell, these, can you see all these? They don't pass my test. Those have not passed my test, so you can see how fussy I am. Now, normally it's because there'll be some marks or some scratches. I mean, I can see some marks now, but I'm not sure if the camera, where am I? I don't know if the camera will pick that up. Obviously, this isn't like a week's worth. I've had these for years. So if you go, I'll link them down below. There's an email address, so email me. So if you want certain sizes, because if I can just show you, this will not be a quick video. It's a get yourself a cup of tea, slice of cake video. We have a tiny setting and a very large one. See the mark on there at the bottom? It's obviously can't be sold. So if you want like large ones to practice on, or you want smaller ones, just pop me a message, and then place your order using the same name, just so I know who's who, because these are popular, and I'll make sure you get the ones you want. These are just next to nothing. Obviously I try and recruit because I've lost out, and people will say, well, just go back to the seller, and we'll just go back to the person you bought them from and tell them. It's not that easy. I did used to, but to be really honest with you, if you keep going back to them all the time, they won't want to deal with you anymore. I'm afraid that's what it's like. You know, people think it's so easy doing what I do, just buy and sell. It's not. I did it first, like, you know, you can raise like cases, and you've got PayPals and PayPal cases and stuff. Oh, by the way, I do take PayPal, so I know some people again are worried about shopping online. All payments are done through a payment provider. I don't have those details. You know, I think you're given the last 4 numbers of a card or stuff like that. I take PayPal. I send everything tracked, so you're completely safe shopping with me. Now, I couldn't personally work with somebody's ashes. Now, I'm not saying I'm totally against people doing cremation jewellery, not at all. There are some beautiful jewellery. Oh, I have seen beautiful pieces of jewellery. I personally just couldn't touch and work with anything. I've got my dear old nanny, and she's in my living room next to the TV, so she can hear the TV, and next to the radiator, and it's next to the radiator, so she can keep warm. So I was very lucky with my grandparents, my mum's mum and dad. Some great memories. I think it's the last 18 months I gave up work to look after and care for my nan, and it was lovely. We had some laughs, and oh, if only I could go back. If only I could go back. If only I could turn back time. But I carry her in my heart. So what am I using? No, don't laugh. Goldfish food. Goldfish food. I know, but listen, right? Now, they're flakes. Can you see they're flakes? goldfish flakes. Now I've got plenty. I've got plenty of these around. Now there is a reason why I've chosen these. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to show you what I've got in front of me. So let me show you what I've got. You won't be able to see, but I do have some hair in here. It's my own. You could hardly see. UV resin. Now this is fast curing, self-degassing, high gloss. Okay, exposure to UV light for 2 to 4 minutes, sun curing, exposure 5 to 20 minutes. Resin will give out odour and heat during curing. Wearing gloves and glasses whilst using is recommended. Now I do have a window open. I don't have any gloves on. I just find they get in the way. I used to sell resin and then it just got so expensive to order in, a very little profit. So this one I got from Amazon. I think this was £10. I mean, it's not sponsored or anything, but it was £10 from Amazon. Okay, we've got a little stick, pointy stick. If you've got some wooden toothpicks, that's great. It's great for getting bubbles out, doing a little bit of mixing. I've got some tweezers, and these are, they're like a glitter, tiny hexagon sequins, and I've got those in lots of different colours. These, I've taken some gemstone bead chips. I've taken my pestle and mortar and I've crushed them up. I've got some aventurine and some rose quartz, which doesn't look very pinky. And there is a bit of aventurine mixed in with that. I didn't clean it out properly, the pot. But what I will do is put some pink with this to make it more pinker. So that's those. That's all about the tweezers. Now settings, obviously a range of settings. There's a reason this has gone in there for some reason. Let me see. Oh, there's some marks down there. So that doesn't pass Claire's test. I had a lady make a lovely, from a pair of 4mm earrings, she made some pink resin earrings for her daughter, and she used some of the pony hair. The pony hadn't passed away. People will send me work, and this person openly shared, so it's all okay to share. I don't just share anyone's work without them knowing. So here we've got a large ring setting. This is 30 by 40mm. That's something you can use. I'm not going to do one of those today, solely because I'll be here forever, and I will, as you guess, I do love to talk. But that is something that if you wanted rings, I could put in for you as well. Normally, if there's bubbles, you could use this to get your bubbles out. So here's my UV lamp, which does 60 seconds, 120 seconds. I'm a plug short, but obviously once I start to cure, I'll have to I will swap things around. I do have an old dish that I will put everything on, and it will slide underneath. So let's decide what we're going to do. So with this big one here, I'm going to do some rose quartz and some of this pink glitter and foils. And with this one, I'm going to do some aventurine, and I'm going to do this colour. I think that would set it off really well. So real mix of colours. These I used to sell, but I keep them for myself now. But maybe I can make some little bags up with them, just with tiny amounts in. I don't know, let me know if that's something you might like, and I'll do it for you. I do have lots of them. So we're going to do the silver one. Okay, so we've got our resin. Now I'm just using my little stick to get into all those gaps that you see. You want to go right up to the edges. I need a little bit more resin. Ooh, a little bit more resin on there. Just making sure there's no gaps and bubbles. Okay, so let's put, so I'm going to sprinkle some rose quartz, and I'm going to take a few flakes of this one. Now you're thinking, where's that fish food? I've crushed it up in a dish using a spoon, and I'm just going to put a tiny little amount in. You don't need very much at all. No, just move it around. Obviously it cures under the lamp, so you've got a lot of time to work with it. You probably can't see what I'm doing here, can you? I just want to add some more sprinkles. So there's the first part of that one done. Now with the gold, we add the resin. I can already see there's a big bubble. So you just pop it. There you go, it goes. So yeah, cocktail sticks, toothpicks, fish food. Now you might think, oh, that's gonna, that's gonna smell. This is me purely doing it for tutorial purposes. You wouldn't be putting fish food in normally, would you? So I'm going to add aventurine. Okay. Just add some more. Obviously you can put whatever you want to put in. You can use, I've seen crushed up buttons from a granny or grandpa's jumper. We're going to put some of these, let's try not to make a mess this time. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to mix that around so it's all covered and that the stones are not all scrunched up into one. So there's that one done. Now I'm just going to pop them on a plate. So with this one, tiny blob, another blob, obviously we've got our pretend ashes. There's quite a lot gone into that one actually, but doesn't matter. going to just put I'm going to put a little bit of purple on this one. And what colours have we used over there? I'm going to put some blue. There. You're not going to see this on the camera, but I'm just going to put some tiny snippets of my hair. Now after curing, if there is any like there stuck out, you can just snip them off. And again, I'm going to do the same. Where are they? For this side. Right, let's give them a little mix. Make sure there's no bubbles. I'll just give this one a mix. These are just great for practicing. I mean, I don't make, as I say, I don't make this jewellery. I don't know if you can see that, but it's catching the light. Just to get that one done. Okay, so we put those on the plate. And what I'm going to do, now just looking, I can see there's one that's slightly over the edge, which I don't want. So I'm just going to put the lids back on these. So I'm going to pop this underneath the lamp. Now, I do have to swap plugs, so I'm going to turn my ring light off, so it will go a bit darker. So I'm going to put these underneath for 2 minutes and then come back to you. Okay, let's take a look at these and see what it's like. I can tell it's just slightly sticky on here. So I'm going to pop them in for another 2 minutes. Now they should. Yeah. What I'm going to do is put some resin on the top. just do this one first of all. Make sure you go to all the corners. Same with this one. And that way you'll have a smooth top. So make sure you get right to those corners. Any gaps, obviously we've got some crushed gemstones in here. So you would just keep layering and layering until you got to the desired height. This one's very sparkly. It's catching the light lovely. All right, so we're going to pop them back under for another 2 minutes. I know they're not going to be done. I'm just going to pop them straight under for another 2 minutes. Now, if I take this one, if I put it this way, you can see that there is a piece of rose quartz up in the air, but it doesn't matter how much resin I put on, it will not cover that. So if you don't want that on your jewellery, make sure you don't use large pieces like I have. I personally think it adds to the setting. Another thing, you can see behind the grooves. So I would personally use either a lot more ashes or a lot more of the glittery foil. And then we've got this one. Look at that. That is so nice. Honestly, even if I say so myself, it looks very nice with the gold. Again, very, very slightly up on this end. If you don't want to use something smaller. And then we've got these. I do hope you can see these. Let me pop them on here. Got my lamp. Obviously there's no grooves like these have. Lovely little pendants. Or you can make earrings. But if you're anything like me, I forever lose earrings. I wouldn't want to lose a piece of granny, or in my case fish. So I would always make a pendant. So that's what you would do. You would keep adding, I'm just looking at this one now. And again, you're probably not going to be able to see, but there is a dome on that. What about this one? Yeah, that's nice. Nice and flat as well. This one's got a bit of a beveled, there's a beveled edge on that one. It might help you to see. Better on there. It's actually made like that with stripes because it helps you to, when you're sticking a cabochon onto them, it helps them to stick. You could always put on here, I'm just thinking, if there was something special, Maybe there was a special floral handkerchief or something. You could cut a piece of that and put that in. Obviously, you know, a clean one. A piece of material from some clothes, something very thin. You could take from a shirt or something. You could put that, you know, you can make it your own. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. I've got lots of tutorials available, ideal for the complete jewellery beginner. If you've got this far, thank you so much for watching. Don't worry if it goes wrong. These are not completely perfect, but that's what my channel's about. People that are new to making jewellery, and there's trial and error. I've done plenty of that myself. So thank you so much for watching. Take care and happy crafting.